What's going on, MBZ subscribers? I am PokeAim, and today I'm guest starring in this match that MBZ had versus some guy on his stream. It's an Ubers match. Looking at the team preview, they're both using pretty standard Ubers teams, though MBZ's opponent seems to be whoring out by using the Evilite Rhydon, which has the same defense as Giratina Origin Form, and Golduck, which does of course nullify weather with the Cloud9 ability. Now MBZ is actually using a rain team that Tony Flygon gave to him, a pretty cool or fun rain team because it does have an Amistar, which does have Shell Smash and Swift Swing, so it's easily able to outspeed most of the Uber metagame with the rain up, of course, barring Scarf Pokemon. So MBZ is going to be leading off with his Kyogre. His opponent's going to be leading off with the Espeon, not fearing the Scarf Water Spout one bit. His opponent is going to go for the Light Screen, as MBZ actually chooses to go for the Surf. Espeon is actually going to take that rather well, considering the rain is up. And now he's just going to switch out into his Wobbuffet, very funny nickname right there, trying to trap this Kyogre with the Shadow Tag. That way he can eventually Mirror Coat it to death. As MBZ is actually going to make a pretty good play right here. He's going to go for the Thunder Wave, expecting his opponent to go for the Mirror Coat right off the bat, and then he's going to continuously go for the Thunder Wave. That way his opponent cannot encore him into the Surf and then Mirror Coat him and knock him out. So I sped this up a bit. Now his opponent's actually going to switch out into his Espeon just to get the Magic Bounce off. That way the Thunder Wave will bounce right back to MBZ's Kyogre, and of course crippling his Kyogre, but not to fear, his Kyogre is packing the Lumberry, so he is able to be cured of that paralysis, and he's actually going to switch out into Rich, the Gliscor. Hey Rich, shout outs to Interfury, as his opponent actually goes to Reflect. Tony, or wow, I said Tony just because this is Tony's team. MBZ knew that his opponent's Espeon really couldn't do too much to this Gliscor, and he could probably get up a free sub just because it was a dual screen Espeon. So his opponent's actually going to switch out into his Golduck, going to go right for the Hydro Pump just to break the sub, and he's also going to get hit with this Toxic right here from this Gliscor, which will of course lower its survivability. So MBZ is not going to want to stay in right here to take this Hydro Pump. He's going to switch out into his Palkia, knowing he does 4 times resist that, and then he can get off a heavy hit, though it's fine. It's fine. His opponent does have a Wobbuffet, and of course this Golduck, which can easily come in on any water type attack, but it's not going to be the case right here because he is locked in on Hydro Pump, so he's going to be forced to switch out. Going to switch out to Wobbuffet, hoping that he could take a water boosted attack, but that's not going to be the case, and this Hydro Pump is actually going to be able to knock out this Wobbuffet. That was definitely a Specs Hydro Pump because no way in hell Wobbuffet was going down, but now they can easily just go out to Jackie the Espeon, get off a nice chunk of damage with this Psyshock, and at the same time skillfully dodging that Hydro Pump. If you don't want to miss MBZ, use Water Gun, okay? But now his opponent's going to switch out into his Kyogre, as once again, wait, no, MBZ switched down to Kyogre. What am I saying? It's kind of weird because I'm not battling, so they're both technically my opponent, I guess. No? Okay, no, not really. Okay, no. Anyway, he does get off a Light Screen and also a Psyshock, which does allow him to live this next Surf, and he is able to get off a hell of a lot with this next Psyshock, but at the same time, he's actually going to go down. Actually, that was no damage. What am I saying? He's actually going to go down to this Ice Beam, but it's fine. He does have McPunch, or that's a W, so McPlaunch, and he is going to come in, go right for the close combat, easily able to knock out that Kyogre. Get out of here, Kyogre. What are you to Hitmonchan with Iron Fist, even though that does not boost close combat, and a Life Orb? So now he's actually going to go out into his Zekrom. His opponent is going to predict the obvious Bolt Strike, so he's going to go out to his Rhydon to easily take that. Rhydon named Bowser with the Evilite can easily take any attack. And now MBZ is actually going to go for the Focus Blast. Rhydon's going to skillfully dodge that, jumping all over the place, able to get up his Stealth Rocks. And now MBZ actually has the audacity to hit this Rhydon with the Focus Blast, but it's fine. A Light Screen is up. Evilite on a Rhydon, not dying, not going anywhere. And what's a Zekrom to a Rhydon? Because this Earthquake is going to knock him out. That did a hell of a lot. Oh my god, the damage, big damage. So that Zekrom is going to go down to that Earthquake, but now he can easily just go out into his Palkia and of course fire off either a Hydro Pump or Draco Meteor, whatever he wants to do. He's going to choose to go for the Hydro Pump, as his opponent is going to predict that, so he's going to switch out into his Golduck, and because the rain is up, MBZ actually did not notice that this Golduck does not have Cloud9. This Specs Hydro Pump is going to do a hell of a lot to that Palkia, or that Golduck rather. Whoa, stop mixing up your Pokemon, Joey. So MBZ is going to switch out into his Ferrothorn, predicting either the Ice Beam or anything that Ferrothorn can take rather well. His opponent actually chooses to go for the psychic, and let's be real right here. We all thought back in the day that Golduck was part psychic type. So now his opponent's going to switch out into his Rhydon, once again dodging every attack. Bowser's not scared of nothing, stealing Princess Peach and jumping all around, able to go for the Earthquake. MBZ is actually going to go for the Leech Seed, more than likely expecting his opponent to want to switch out into his Scizor just to again take that Power Whip and then get off a U-turn, but that's not going to be the case. He does end up going for the Earthquake, just gets a nice chunk off on this Ferrothorn, and now he's actually going to switch out into the Scizor, as MBZ either predicts that or knows that Gliscor can easily just check that Rhydon, since it is one of the few checks of Rhydon that is in Ubers. So he's actually going to go for the taunt right here. That way his opponent cannot set up a sword dance, but his opponent knows that MBZ would go for the taunt. So as opposed to going for the choice banded sword dance, he's actually going to go for the choice banded U-turn, get off a nice chunk, go right back out into McPlaunch, and he's going to once again skillfully dodge. He definitely trained his Pokemon really well. Dodge that Toxic, is going to easily be able to go for the Ice Punch, Iron Fist boosted, and a Life Orb. That Gliscor is going to go down. So yeah, bye Rich, even though you're my good friend. But now MBZ is going to go on to his Amistar. For some reason his opponent does not go for the Mach Punch, and as you can see, the chat was really hoping that MBZ would miss the Hydro Pump, and it doesn't happen. So wow. So he actually ends up hitting the Hydro Pump, able to knock out that Hitmonchan. As you can see from before, the chat was not in favor of this. You can see the anger from the chat. But in any case, now his opponent's going to go out into his Scizor, going to go right for the Banded BP. Does a hell of a lot to that Amistar. Unfortunately for his opponent, that Amistar has great defense, so it is actually able to take that, knock him out with the Hydro Pump. Now he's going to go out into his Golduck. MBZ actually switches out right here, expecting his opponent to have Cloud9, which would cancel out the Rain, and if he was Scarf, of course, or just normal Golduck, he can outspeed him, but that's not the case. If MBZ was paying attention, his opponent more than likely had the Damp just to block all the Explosion Pokemon in Ubers, and now he's actually going to switch out into his Rhydon, once again dodging every attack. Rhydon is here to stay, going to go right for the Earthquake, get off a nice chunk on this Ferrothorn, as MBZ actually chooses to go for the Stealth Rocks just to knock out the Golduck. But MBZ, you have a threat right in front of you that's been doing work this entire match. If I were you, I would have knocked it out with a Power Whip. But no, it's not going to be the case. He is able to knock out his Ferrothorn with the Earthquake. Now he's going to go out into his Amistar, and unfortunately for his opponent, MBZ is going to hit the 100% accuracy or accurate Earth Power, and that is going to go down to that Earth Power, and at the same time Amistar does go down, and his opponent is down to his last Pokemon, which will of course die to the Stealth Rocks, and Palkia is going to come out, and the pressure was too much for his opponent, and he's actually just going to lose at this point. So yeah, good game guys. If you guys enjoyed, I'm sure you can leave a like, and links and Zeldas in the description. Until next time, or probably never, but later.